Here we are at the 2012 Motorcycle Show just outside of Vancouver. A lot of bikes, a lot of people. The show has been exciting. And now we're going to go talk to Darren James from Ruthless Racing. He's going to let us know what's new and exciting in 2012 regarding the Canadian XR1200 series.
Let's see the action of Mosport. Under starters' orders. It looks to me like Drew may have made a bit of a move there on the starting line there. We'll see what CSBK officials say about that.
Darren, can you tell us what's new and exciting for 2012?
You know, this year, big things for 2012 is that the Harley-Davidson class is going to be back for its second straight year, presented by CSBK. We at Dealey Harley-Davidson are really excited about that. The first year went off without a hitch. The second year, we plan on growing it, more racers, more media, all those great sorts of things. On top of that, the Ruthless Racing team is going to be participating in the AMA, and the AMA has a sister class, the same as what we have up here in Canada. You run the same motorcycle, same setup, only difference is the tires, and for us it's a great opportunity to get down and show the Americans that the Canadians know how to do it as well.
Nothing like a group of Harley-Davidsons. You mentioned the flat track background of this machinery. They're inspired, their look and their performance from the big dirt tracks, particularly in the United States where they're on a mile. A bunch of Harley XRs. It's just an uncomparable experience, an amazing thing to hear and to see.
What kind of program do you have in 2012 for racers and retailers?
We're really stoked because we're bringing back the same program that we had last year. Dealey Harley-Davidson Canada put together a program so a new rider or racer can go into a retailer dealership. If they purchase a bike and sign up to go racing, we will provide them with a complete Vance & Hines racing kit, which is worth about $4,000 roughly in that ballpark. That includes exhaust system, front wheel, oil relocation kit, your bodywork, pretty much everything you need to start racing. Jump right into the class and be involved. And the program also has some incentives, rider incentives, and on top of that it has some parts and accessories incentives through the retailers. So we made it pretty much as streamlined and as simple as we could for a rider to come in, say, I want to go racing, and our retailers can sign them up and show them the door, and they'll be happy.
Can you tell us what a key motivator is for retailers to support racers?
There's a bunch of key motivators to help get the retailers involved. First and foremost, it's a sale of a motorcycle. Secondly, Dealey Harley-Davidson is providing exclusive coverage. There's live television, there's social media. Another big part of it is to show that your retailer is out at the racetrack, they're involved, and they're showing Harley parts. So everything you see on the motorcycle has to come through a Harley-Davidson dealership. It drives people right back into their dealerships. We really tried to make it as seamless as possible, and if a retailer doesn't want to be really heavily involved with the motorcycle or with the racer, they can simply sell the motorcycle, sign the person up on the program, and walk away. So we wanted to make it so they couldn't say no.
But he has overcome that problem, showing lots of pace. He is for sure the young charger, as both Matichuk and James are sliding those big Harley-Davidson XRs as we complete the first lap.
And so what do you like about racing in the XR1200 series?
What I personally like most about the series is the fact that every racer is on the same bike. They have the same motor, the same everything. So it really comes down to the guy twisting the throttle. It's not about who has the most money to buy fancy parts, to get this and that. And I think that's a really big part of it. It makes the racing fair, it makes a level playing field, but also it really is exciting racing, especially for the fans when, you know, there's guys like Cody Matchuk, JR McRae, Steve Crevier, myself out there, and, you know, you're kind of banging elbows to push the guy out of the way to make the pass, and that's what racing's all about for me.
Well, and this class is famous for this kind of action. Spec Racing is made to do this kind of thing. The fans want to see it. Everybody likes the big booming twins with those Vance & Hines flat track inspired exhaust systems. They are very different from any other bike.
Darren, in a nutshell, can you tell us what the first season of the XR1200 series looked like?
It looked fantastic. You know, we had on average 15 to 16 bikes out on the grid. The racing throughout the whole field was tight. You know, you'd have a lead battle up front with Steve and Cody and myself and maybe JR. Then a battle in the middle with guys like Eli DeCash and a few others. And then a couple of the newcomers, you know, Gump Harrison and a few other of these guys who are just getting into racing. But everywhere there was battles on the track. There was never a runaway winner, and that makes racing exciting. And that's what the fans want. That's what the spectators want. The footage that just came out with Radex, it was filmed in 3D, so it is something special, especially the races at Mossport where Michael Barnes, myself, Steve Crevier again, Cody Madchuk, JR had a 6-rider battle for 12 laps, and that's what really makes racing exciting, and that's what the fans want to see.
Matichuk holding on to that second spot is under a great deal of pressure right now by Darren James. And James, of course, they have a bit of an advantage on some of the riders. There's a great shot of James coming up on Matichuk with the rear-facing camera.
We are here with the legendary Steve Crevier. Can you tell us what you think of the Canadian XR1200 series?
Well, being that I won the first year of the inaugural Daly's XR1200 series, I think it's a great way to get out racing. It's a spec class racing where all the bikes are the same bikes. Everybody's got the same. There's no advantage, and it's just head-to-head racing. And it really depends on the rider to stand out in the end. And I guess with my years of experience, I kind of did really well and I won the championship. And again, I just think it's a great format for racing and a lot of fun. And I'm really happy that I did ride the first year of the series. And now I think I got a bit of an advantage and a little lead off to going into 2012.
The 3 bike length lead at that point. Now Crevier and Barnes right side by side as they chase, and some antics going on there. I'm sure there was contact at that point. Crevier goes to the left of JR McRae.
So basically you will be riding again in the same series.
Well, I'm planning on it. I've got my Motorsports Plus dealership sponsoring me. I guess the brainchild of Darren James running the Ruthless racing crew for Dealey's. He's the big team, and that's who I'm gunning for. He's gunning for me because he needs to say, as he says, beat the old guy, which ain't going to happen because I'm really going to fight hard. But what's really, really great about the XR series is that it's a lot of dealer involvement, and we need more dealers to be involved with it. So that we have just a nation of just dealers slugging it out. Who's got the #1 plate or the supremacy of winning races. Harley's been involved in racing before in like the early 70s and stuff, but they really haven't been a stronghold in racing for a long time. So this is the introduction to bring the XR1200s out, and racing in Canada with Harley-Davidson is stronger than ever now.
Everybody getting the hang of the bikes, and this race will be crucial. The first ever race in this series. Remember, it's run in the US and the UK, but this is its debut here in Canada.
So what would you say are the biggest challenges from running this series?
Our series organizer, CSBK, did a great job. They stepped in, they really helped us out. Obviously, a program like this requires a significant amount of funding, especially in the first year you're creating a new series. Another big part of it is getting all your retailers involved and getting the racers as well. One thing that we are doing is, Dealey Harley-Davidson Canada is actively out looking for a major title sponsor. Obviously, a company that we feel is on par with us or new to the industry, outside industry sponsor. We're looking all over the place. The biggest challenge is with a series and with anything, especially in the economy the way it is funding right now. But we did a fantastic job last year. The people at Dealey's were happy because we stayed under budget, and we're moving forward. We expect to do the same things in 2012.
Looks like Crevier again and Matichuk heading up into turn 1. Matichuk to the inside takes your race lead on the number 111 machine. I believe that is James running in second spot.
So if I wanted to secure a spot on the grid in this series, what would my next step be?
The easiest way to get involved with this racing series is go in and talk to your local Harley-Davidson retailer. And if that doesn't work for you, you run into some roadblocks or any little issues, I am available to all racers and our retailers, and I would gladly take a racer's information and go in and help make a contact at their local Harley-Davidson dealership so that we can get them out racing.
So is there any qualifications that a racer needs to come in to be eligible sort of for this program?
For the program, the one thing you're going to need to have is a Canadian National Road Racing license, because obviously that means you are going to go racing. And that's a big part of it. But to come out and race at Canadian Nationals, you have to have a racing license, which is very easy to get. You can get through your local club license, and then CSBK has a membership fee. Besides that, you're pretty much good to go.
Oh, there's the pass. McRae has made a pass on Barnes. What did I tell you about the kid coming to grips with that motorcycle? There he is now, leading a national championship race for the very first time this year.
What are your hopes for the Canadian XR1200 series?
We really want to successfully grow on what we did this year. We really laid the foundation down in this first season. So the second season, we want it to grow. We want more retailers involved. We want more racers involved. And also, I'll be going down to the U.S. and competing in all the AMA events. So while I'm down there, I'm going to try and get some of the boys from the AMA, the Harley teams down there, to come up and participate in some of our races in Canada. And I think that would just be fantastic.
In his debut with the series here at Mosport, remember, he is competing in the AMA in that Vance and Hines sponsored version of the series. There's also another loop in the UK, so there are actually 3 different countries supporting the series, and shortly in Indy we'll be having a crossover event with a lot of the Canadians joining the US tour.
So what would be the best way to follow the Canadian XR1200 series?
First and foremost, I would tell people to pack some bags and come out and watch racing live. That's the best way. You know, you get to feel it, you can smell it, you can touch some of the stuff. You know, it depends whose pit you're in, but yeah. So that way makes it a lot of fun. If not, I would tell people to follow it on Radx TV. Go to the CSBK website. You can follow there. We have a Facebook site, we have a Twitter site, and on top of that, we have our own webpage showing all the information.
So are you able to tell us maybe about a couple cities that you might be in?
Yeah, we'll be in just outside of Toronto. Our feature racetrack in Canada is beautiful Mosport, just located in Bowmanville, Ontario, about an hour out of downtown Toronto. The other one I really tell people to go and see is at Mont-Tremblant in Quebec. It is absolutely stunning and beautiful, and you know firsthand. You got to experience it, and it is a beautiful place, Interwest Resort, and then with a racetrack built on the side of the mountain, it's fantastic. The big thing for me is we want people to come out, see the races, enjoy it, meet the racers, come into the pits, get autographs from Steve Crevier, myself, all these other guys who are involved, and but that's what we want. We want people coming out and enjoying it.
We really hope to see you there.
Matichuk on the 111 machine. That is the Privateers sponsored Harley-Davidson, the dealership out of Halifax, Nova Scotia.